Chelsea 3, West Ham 0. We have hammered the hammers. We have ironed out the irons, and it is beautiful. What a day. I woke up incredibly hungover. I can't lie to you guys. I am feeling awful. I'm feeling as awful as West Ham played. But Chelsea, they had something cooking for me. Better than a fry-up. Better than anything. They had that performance. An absolute battering at the London Stadium. Enzo Maresca might be him. We never win at West Ham. In fact, guys, this is the first time I've not gone to West Ham away since we won there in COVID. I've been the last 3 years, we never win. I wasn't going this weekend, so I had a good feeling. I was like, you know how it works. When you feel like you're a bit of a bad luck omen, and I've changed it, I didn't go, and we win. So I will never go to West Ham away, guys. I make you that promise. Until we lose, at least, I will not go to West Ham away again because, well, look what happens. We actually win it, and we battered them. We absolutely battered them, and there's a lot to talk about. There's a lot of players we've got to praise. Because it weren't just like the Bournemouth win last week where we got over the line, returning from international break, everything looked very sloppy. Nah. This was different gravy. Jackson, a cut above, an early goal. Sancho getting another assist, just racking it up. Another assist, there you go. Plays it down the line. Jackson just keeps running, puts it through the legs of the keeper. Could he have done better? Yeah, definitely, but do we care? No. And he makes it 2 with an exquisite finish. And the football in the lead up to that, the little kind of triangle in midfield of Cucurella, Caicedo and Enzo. So we'll get onto those players individually, but just that goal, that was beautiful. The football was beautiful. The third goal was beautiful. The way we worked that on the counter, like we look lethal going forward. We look like we will rip through teams. We will cut through them like butter at all points. And it's not just about Cole Palmer now. Prior to this, last season, it was the Cole Palmer show a lot of the time. Jackson might chip in, whatever, but it was all about Cole, right? Cole didn't even have his best game today. He walks away with the goal because he's Cole Palmer, that's what he does. But the other players can chip in. We are far more self-sufficient. We are not as reliant on Cole Palmer alone in attack now. We look like we can really go at teams. And we've actually racked up back-to-back clean sheets. That's mental. As Chelsea fans, we know that's mental because I feel like they're the first 2 clean sheets we've had in about 2 years. Back-to-back ones, it feels like a long time. We have been porous at the back for a long time. Last season, we set our own worst defensive ever record under Poch in the Premier League. Worst in terms of conceded. And this season, obviously, we've still been porous, particularly at the start, but we're growing into it. And Levi Colwill is really growing into it. I think he had a wicked game again today. But my man of the match was Moises Caicedo. This guy is unreal. And he has been unreal the whole of 2024, to be honest. The whole of 2024. This isn't just some new thing and we're just praising it. Like, the guy has been very good for a long time now. But particularly this calendar year. And I'd say, out of the 300+ million midfielders in the Premier League, he's the best value. I think he's the youngest. He doesn't just run around kicking shins and not being able to pass forwards. And he's a lot more mobile than Enzo Fernandez. But Enzo Fernandez had a good game with him. But Caicedo was just everywhere, mate. He was winning everything. It was like Kante played. It genuinely felt at times, I cannot believe I'm saying that, but it felt like there was 3 of him. You felt it. I know you felt. I know we all felt it. We all watched it and we went, Is that N'Golo? Is N'Golo on the pitch? Am I watching a bloke that just spawns in at different points, nicking the ball off people? He was awesome. He was so good. And I cannot wax lyrical about him enough. But like I said, Colwill was good. However, Jackson, the fact that there are people out there that don't rate Jackson, mainly outside of our fan base, but I just think the media have painted this narrative. They do it with Caicedo, they do it with Jackson, they do it with a lot of our players. Cucurella as well, and I will get on to you. I'll get on to you paella eating bastard. I love him. But with Jackson, people still think he's bad. It's just like, what are you watching? If you cannot be watching football if you think Nicholas Jackson's bad at football, or you just don't know what you're watching. I have no idea at this point. The guy still scores goals, but he does all the other bits as well. Yeah, he'll miss some sitters. He does. I don't think he's the most clinical. No one would deny that. That's obviously an aspect of the game he needs to work on. I don't know if that will ever come, but he still scores goals because he got himself in the position to score those goals enough. And he's composed today. That level of composure. He'd done it against West Ham last season with a finish. If you remember the offside goal where they looked for a while and then they gave it. And this one he just went outside the foot. There you go. See you later. 2-0. Job done. But West Ham away is a sticky fixture for us. That is a banana skin of a fixture. So is Wolves away. So Maresca genuinely might be him, considering that. We do not win at those grounds, guys. I know we always beat Palace, but we never win at those grounds, so it's kind of gone the other way in that regard. And 10 points from 15, when you account for we were playing City, I'd have probably said at the start of the season, we'll probably lose City and we'll probably not win away at West Ham. That's how I would have looked at it, and maybe even Wolves. But I would have said we'd win Palace. So it's a weird one, but I'm very happy. The football we're playing is very good. We're entertaining. It's not that snooze fest you watched the other night against Atalanta or even when they beat Spurs. You know what I mean? And they're a good side, Arsenal. Obviously, I'm not knocking them, but we're an entertaining side. Like we have been fun to watch this season so far. I know people were moaning at times about it. I haven't seen that. I've enjoyed watching Enzo Maresca's Chelsea develop. I've enjoyed watching these players develop. I've enjoyed the fact that we aren't just solely reliant on Cole Palmer. I enjoy the fact I'm seeing a structure. I enjoy the fact I'm seeing a defence get better. And not just in Colwell. I thought Tosin today did a really good job. We had no Malagusto, no Reece James. Fofana played there. He did have problems against Somerville. Naturally, if you're a centre-back going at right-back and you've got a tricky winger, you're going to have some problems. But in general, he did well. Defensively, we were good. And we were tested. There were crosses and that kind of thing put into the box. There were set pieces. I was watching Bob Sanchez claim set pieces. He's had 2. Last week was man of the match. This week, he's also had a really good game. Do not get it twisted. He didn't have to do loads, but there was a number of corners. Mate, I was celebrating him catching corners like a goal. So what is it? When did Bob Sanchez grow hands? What's happened? Honestly, it was really good, really enjoyable, and you love it when it's the early kickoff and they don't ruin your weekend. They don't piss you off. They just say, there you go, lads. We did our job. Enjoy the rest of the football. Try and enjoy Arsenal City if it's not an absolute snooze fest, but you know, the rest of the football, enjoy it. Enjoy your weekends, guys. We did our job. It has taken me out of the slumber I was in terms of feeling absolutely dreadful today. I am buzzing. I'm absolutely buzzing. But yeah, it was just a case of it could have been more. Like I said, our attack looks so potent on the counter. Like, we will just rip teams apart with the pace we have. And then we're 3-0 up and we're going, yeah, all right, let's just give Felix and Kunku and Neto some minutes. You guys can deal with that now. We got options. We got strength and depth. We got strength and depth, and on the pitch we got strength. It's not like just depth. Whereas it's felt in the last couple of years, you're like, oh, is it kind of just depth? But we've been saying this for a while, you know. I can't believe it. Earlier, before the start of the season, I was sitting there, and obviously it's early doors. I'm not getting that carried away. But I was sitting there going, yeah, Chelsea, I think we'll come 4th, maybe 5th or whatever. And people were going, how can you rate them ahead of Spurs and United and all this? I'm like, what do you mean? How can you watch us and sit there and think this is a worse team than Spurs or United? Like, no Chelsea fans delude themselves in thinking, oh, they're better than City. No, we're not. We're miles off them. But we can see nice parts coming together. We see we're better than some teams that are bang average or crap. Like, we're seeing some nice pieces here. Really nice pieces. But yeah, Cucurella, I cannot believe the opinion shift Cucurella has caused in me. Because that first season, I thought it was dreadful. I thought it was absolutely dreadful. And last season, I was happy with him. I really liked him. I was like, this guy's settled now. And now I just love him to bits. He's got that shithousery about him. And you know what? One of my favourite moments of this game, obviously you had the goals, and Kunku could have scored, and there were some nice bits of skill. Sancho did a nice bit of skill in the box, actually. Felix did another one where he was fouled. But one of my favourite moments was Cucurella absolutely wiping out that West Ham player on the counter. That is what we do. That's what winners do. Tactical foul. Take him out. Take him out. There's no naivety there. We've been naive in defence in recent years. We've been naive when I've seen us play at that crap hole where you need binoculars at the London Stadium. If you guys remember that COVID game under Frank, where like they would counter and no one's fouling him, you're like, just take the foul, take the yellow, it's fine. And he did. It was very professional. It was very professional today. Cruise control. We made mincemeat of West Ham, more so than City did when they went there. Guys, we never win at West Ham. We've gone over and we've just gone, see you later. We were exquisite. We were genuinely exquisite. We were exciting. It wasn't like last week I was buzzing because we got the job done. We got over the line against Bournemouth. That was a relief, and one where you kind of felt we probably deserved the win against Palace, deserved a draw against Bournemouth. We got the wrong one of each, if that makes sense. Whereas this, there's no debate to be had. We smashed them. We absolutely smashed them. Could they have had a penalty? Maybe. Maybe. Oh well. I guess when Souček was handballing Conor Gallagher's shots a couple of years ago, it evens out, doesn't it? Yeah. See, that's what happens. When I go to games, you've got Souček diving and making saves, and they don't give penalties. And when I don't go, like today, we get a bit more luck. So keep me away from that stadium. That's what we've learned from today. That's the biggest takeaway of all of this. For final thing, I thought it was light, it was slight. The guy takes the fall because he feels the contact. He could have given it. He didn't. It didn't matter. We battered West Ham. We absolutely smashed them to pieces. Love it. You could hear boos. You could see them leaving early. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Oh god, all the PTSD's flushing back to me, guys, in terms of like Mendy pushing at his own net. I remember him crossing it and just thinking, oh, that's fine. I remember saying I said to the bloke next to me, I was like, oh, that's fine, at least he crossed it. No, went in. We've had so much trauma at that ground, and we've gone there and spanked him. Lovely. We didn't even get the only other time we've won in front of fans was under Conte, and we won 2-1 when Hazard scored in the break. This was a proper battering. This was so nice, so nice. What a Saturday. What a Saturday. Enjoy your Saturdays, guys. Enjoying Chelsea. That's what we're going to do. I'm going to sit there and I'm going to bang on those highlights after this video. After this video, I'm going to bang on these highlights. That is exactly what I'm going to do. And in the evening, I'm going to watch Match of the Day after the boxing. That is exactly what I'm going to do. And I'll probably watch the highlights again tomorrow. I probably will. Because we're seeing something nice. Mourinho, I said this at the end of the last season when we were on that run. Something clicked. The squad started to become a lot more fluid. They started to understand each other a lot more. Cucurella started inverting as well. And we're seeing Cucurella kind of playing that free role. Like I said, the triangles going on with him, Enzo and Caicedo was consistent. Against Bournemouth, we played better when Cucurella came inside as well. Not like that. But it's just a game changer. And he has been a real just shock. I can't remember many players that have been as bad in the first season and I've loved them not that long afterwards. I really cannot. Like, he was terrible. And he's like prime Marcelo. Well, no, he's more defensive than that, to be honest. But you get my point. He's just been magnificent. And at the end of the last season, like I said, sorry, I keep going on tangents. I'm just buzzing. All right, my head's just going at 100 miles an hour. But last season, when we ended with those wins, you could see something coming together. And I think I tweeted out. I need to look it up what I tweeted exactly. But I referenced, if you remember, Mourinho in the 13-14 season, where Chelsea were a striker away. We knew in the summer, we were all, Chelsea were playing Atletico away. We were singing, Diego Costa, we'll see you next year. We were very aware we needed a striker and we were going to get Diego Costa. We ended up getting, Courtois back from loan, but Fabregas and Felipe Luis as well, and we won the league. But we knew we needed that, and we knew we'd win the league if we had that. I didn't go into this summer thinking, oh yeah, we're going to win the league if we do X, Y, and Z. Not at all. But Mourinho in that press conference, when referencing that team in that season, said, we have a little horse. Talking about the title race, he was saying, we have a little horse. A horse that needs milk, it needs to learn to jump. Because we had a young squad. We had your Hazards, your Oscars. William was just settling in. Like, they were, the defence was experienced, but in general, that's what he was saying. They need to learn to jump. We need to feed it. We need to breed it. We need to make it better before it's ready to race. This, to me, feels a bit like a little horse. That's how I look at the Chelsea side. There's so many nice pieces. I said that at the back end of last season. I'm saying it still now. There are nice pieces where I'm thinking, yeah, this is a horse learning to jump. It is. It won't be, it might not be for a while, but it's a bit like, a couple of years ago when you saw Arsenal, you could see them coming. You could see them picking together. And they haven't won anything, they're Arsenal. But you could see that they were improving. You could see that they were no longer this team that would get Europa football and they get bullied at certain games. Like, they bully teams now. Even if they don't win the game, they bully them physically. They're imposing, right? And they never were that. They were always quite soft, weak in that regard. And mentality-wise, maybe that's still there. That's why they haven't maybe got over the line. But in terms of a lot of game-to-game analysis, you would say they're very physically advantageous. And you could see that growing even a few years ago when they came like fifth. You could see bits and pieces, right? That's how I see us. Like, coming sixth last year, I was like, no, you can see the bits and pieces. You can see that we've got some nice players. You can see there's tweaks to be made. You can see there's a manager that needs to be changed. But there were nice signs. In that Potter year, we weren't seeing any signs. There were no signs. Barely any signs whatsoever. There weren't even signs of life. Whereas last season, you got those signs. And now, those signs are starting to crop up a lot, aren't they? 3-0 away at West Ham, 6-2 away at Wolves. Group of kids, bloated squad. They don't look... Looks pretty good to me, doesn't it? I don't think it looks bad. I don't think it's been a bad start to the season. I think it's been quite a good start to the season. Obviously, if you won Palace, it would be great. But, that first game of the season was a tough one against City. That went either way. The only difference there was Jackson didn't take his chances, Haaland did. And the Palace game we should have won, and the Bournemouth game we probably should have drawn. Maybe a bit of international break lag. And then the Palace one was that dodgy decision, kind of changed the game. Whatever. Either way, it doesn't matter, because today. This is all about today. I am waffling. I will let you guys get on with your weekends. Enjoy your weekends. And the Chels have given us the nicest present to start it off. So yeah, make sure you hit like and subscribe. It helps me out a lot. It lets YouTube know this is the place to be. This is the Chelsea place to be. It's your place to be. In a bit, guys. Up the Chels.